Conference, Gonzaga out of the West Coast Conference. And the tip underway. Paul Sells, Bill out, and Michael Palau, your officials. And out of the gates, Bolton creating a turnover. Gonzaga, what a play to get things started tonight.
That's what you love. Energy from the jump. Bolton's diving on the floor and then making a nice pass for a layup.
And here's Gonzaga's 1-2-2 3-quarter court press. They'll trap you out of it. Sometimes they'll get back and match up. Now you got a 10-second violation.
How about that? 2 turnovers on 2 possessions, and Mark Few is clapping to the energy that his team has provided here out of the gates. He has said, look, you know, I understand that our fan base is not used to seeing 5 losses to our name for this season, but I really feel like we're playing some pretty good basketball down the stretch headed into the tournament.
There are a lot of turnovers issues in their first 8 to 10 games. Coach Few talked about it, but he seems to think that they've solved that problem here in the second half or at the end of the season.
And Strother draws the foul on Kobe Knox, the brother of Kevin Knox, who remember played at Kentucky, drafted by the New York Knicks.
Not the start you want if you're Grand Canyon. Not at all.
2 players on this Grand Canyon team have NCAA tournament experience from a couple of years ago when the Lopes made the NCAA tournament. Here's their point guard, Hickman, getting a look. And Ray Harrison, the leading scorer here for Grand Canyon, which is almost 18 points per game. Here's Gabe McLaughlin, the second leading scorer for the Lopes. And you can see just that hawking defense. 3 turnovers now the Bulldogs have forced.
And now you see the Bulldogs try to get in their half-court offense, and we'll see if the ball can find Drew Timme. And it did.
How about Drew Timme finding the bucket?
So much movement.
Playing in his last NCAA tournament.
You sure?
Well, that's what he says.
He's been around for a long time. He's been a fantastic player. And watch the feel of the game. Just to rip through, stays on balance, and lays it. Nice little finger roll.
Yeah, put the defender in the spin cycle.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. He's got the headband going, the mustache going. He is postseason ready.
Super skilled. Drew Timme.
Chance McMillan. Ivan Ouedraogo, he's a transfer from Nebraska. 4 turnovers. Haven't even gotten a shot off yet.
That's 4 turnovers on 4 possessions.
And Watson pulls and fires and hits. And Bryce Drew, all he can do is call the timeout. A nightmare start for Grand Canyon and an unbelievable start for the Zags. You know him well, Avery.
Yeah, Drew Timme from Richardson, Texas, right outside of Dallas. And following his career since he was in high school. He's an outstanding player and outstanding fan.
And off the Bolton, who turns the corner, leaves it short.
The Lopes want to get something positive down here. A bucket, a free throw, something to get going.
Timme got a piece of that.
You guys sense the nerves with Grand Canyon to start this game, or is it just more to do with Gonzaga?
I think a little bit of both. Gonzaga came out applying pressure from the start.
It's baby steps here for the Lopes. Got a couple shot attempts here. Trying to hunt down their first few points. 8 seconds now on the shot clock. Here's Harrison. 4 seconds on the shot clock. McLaughlin. McLaughlin fades away and hits just as the shot clock expired.
Yeah, tough shot. One of the most outgoing players on the team, and this guy can feel it up when he can get it going. They'll have a chance. I really do think Ray Harrison's he's got to really go for some big numbers tonight.
He's certainly capable. Stronger calling for some big numbers. The second leading scorer on this team has an and one coming.
You see Julian with the nice little floater. He has played extremely well for the Bulldogs. It's just the fadeaway. That's a tough shot. Gabe making it look easy.
We'll see if the Bulldogs keep the pressure on with their 1-2-2 press in three-quarter court.
Oh, they're coming.
They're applying pressure.
Harrison keeps it. He's in trouble. Gets tapped away. He controls.
And it seems like on every possession, Gonzaga's deflecting the basketball.
McMillan takes it. Goes high glass.
The Lopes needed that one. Just need to see it go through.
Bolton tried to throw it off at Harrison. Here comes Harrison. Taking it all the way. Harrison laying it up for two.
Fan support is here. They just need to get some momentum going.
Yeah, excellent move. Nice little switch from the right to left hand in midair.
Drew Timme walks with it. And the second turnover for the Zags. Ray Harrison, the leading scorer, trying to get Grand Canyon back in it.
25 years ago, the Pacer play. How did you come up with that play for your son, Bryce?
He came from Huey Brown when I went to a basketball clinic, and he had a variation of that, and then it just fit our personnel that year, because we had Jamie Sykes, who is a center fielder for our baseball team, who has a great arm, so he threw. Bill Jenkins could jump, and then, of course, Bryce was our best shooter, so it just fit together.
I've been to Valpo with you and your wife, Janet, and I've seen the mural. So Bryce's shot is forever, not just in NCAA lore, in Valparaiso lore. 25 years later, what has made that shot so iconic in March Madness history?
Well, I think that's because of CBS and sports, because we've been always voted by the fans, and we thank them as the first, second, or third best shot. So every year you see it. And, you know, I'm a really smart coach. I thought after the first year, no one would remember the shot. But thanks to the fans, it has stayed, and we love it.
All right, so look, they didn't plan this, but the selection committee put Baylor and Grand Canyon in the same bracket so that you and Janet could fly up here on the Grand Canyon plane from Phoenix. When you saw that, what was your reaction?
I wish that was all true. If you were in charge, it would be. But we were thrilled. This is the first time and the first location that the Suns have played in the same venue together. Usually I'm flying from West Coast to East Coast. This has been very special. And you look behind me, we got all the family here watching both sides.
And one last thing, you were wearing, the two of you were wearing Baylor green earlier today for the Baylor game, and now you are in the Grand Canyon lavender purple. You had all the clothes here. How prepared were you for wearing all the different items?
Oh, we've been prepared for years for this. So we're just thrilled that it finally happened.
All right, Homer, I appreciate you. You and your wife, Janet, behind me, your daughter Dana's here. You got Bryce, you got Scott. We got the whole Drew family here, guys. Back to you, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. Meanwhile, in that interview, things unraveling here for Gonzaga as Grand Canyon takes its first lead, 12-10. Remember, the first 5 possessions, the Lopes had 4 turnovers, were 0 for 1. They've since been 5 for 6.
And what happened in the unraveling was Walter Ellis, Alfonso Ellis' son, made a 3, and they made back-to-back 3s.
Walter Ellis again taking shots. They will live and die by that three-pointer. Alfonso, a former teammate of mine, does an excellent job of covering college basketball. Really great guys in this game of basketball. I'm proud to see his son play. Remember, he was just a young fella.
Hunter Salas feeding Drew Timme. And a foul on the post-up against McLaughlin. That's his second. We saw Drew Timme with an offensive foul for his first.
And when we talked to Bryce Drew about how do you slow down Gonzaga, he said, well, it starts with Drew Timme, but we got to score. He talked about they have to score enough points and be who they are, and that's knocking down threes. averaged about 9 threes a game in terms of 9 made threes.
Salas crossover. Goes for it, it pops out. Drew Timme still paddling for it, and the foul committed. Gonzaga, a team, the highest scoring team in the country. Chance McMillan picks up his first. They get about 87.5 points per game. And Drew Timme's numbers for the season. This is the first. Watch whip-around coverage of all men's games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with Fast Break presented by Nissan and the March Madness Live app. Scan the QR code now to download. Drew Timme became the all-time Gonzaga leading scorer, but he missed both of those free throws.
Well, he struggles at the line. 64%. That's the area that he must improve, and he gets to the line a lot. The size factor is totally different in this game, but the Lopes are battling.
A 10-0 run in the last 3 minutes for Grand Canyon. And GCU looking to add to its 2-point advantage. Harrison ball, Timme sent it back the other way. Not tonight, my friend.
I mean, Drew Timme timed this one perfectly, but watch the stare down, Avery, afterwards. The mustache is all over that one.
I tell you what, you guys mentioned it early, Lisa. The Lopes, their crowd is here tonight. They're going crazy. They're ready to erupt. I love how they've come back from a slow start of having 4 turnovers early in the game.
Well, this one looked like it could be over early. But a 13-hour drive if you wanted to make it from Phoenix to Denver. And 816 miles between the 2 big cities. Strawberry taking it in. And now it's the Zags that have gone cold.
As you can see right now, the Lopes, they look more comfortable right now. A little shocked at the beginning of this game because of the pressure.
Now they'll get in. If this play breaks down, this will be an isolation for Harrison.
Hunter Salas with his first personal.
Harrison is just such a good-looking guard, 6'4", 195 pounds. He wanted a change of scenery. That's why he transferred. He wanted to be a part of the NCAA tournament, and it's worked out for him.
Putting up some fabulous numbers, close to 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3.6 assists.
Double screen coming. Double screen coming from McMillan. 9 seconds, McMillan trying to look for it. And Watson tripped him up for his first.
Great spacing by the Lopes, doing a nice job. 4-guard offense, 1 big end, and they're just gonna space you out and dribble drive and try to kick for threes. Gonna be really disciplined on your closeouts.
Grand Canyon, a team that shoots 38% from 3 for the season. That one is blocked by Watson. It's Zags basketball.
In a game like this where you have 2 really good offensive teams, who can string together, 3 out of 5 stops?
Wow, Watson was all over that one. Without his shoe, 1 shoe he extended and blocked that one.
He's got to take some time, right? Tie it back up. He's a guy who became a starter this year, no starts last season. And Mark Few has just constantly called him the unsung hero for us.
I love him. Yeah, great size. Started all 33 games after no starts, like you said, last year. But scoring, rebounding, does a little bit of everything.
Malachi Smith with the basketball. Chattanooga transfer. Here's Watson, walks with it. 4 turnovers now for the Zags.
It's a great opportunity for Grand Canyon to capitalize on some of these early turnovers from Gonzaga.
Interesting, the Zags have taken off the pressure. A little 1-2, 1-1 press. They decided not to go with that.
Harrison takes it inside. Draws another foul. We got 3 versus 14 to get us started. Look like it might not be close, but it's nice and tight now.
It's going to the basket.
Thanks.
And offensively, free throw ends a 10-0 run for Grand Canyon and about a 5-minute scoring drought for the Zags.
And how about this for Gonzaga? They lost 2 guys last year, Chet Holmgren and Andrew Nembhard. You know, obviously Holmgren is injured, but Nembhard's having an outstanding year, phenomenal year with the Indiana Pacers, and they're back. They're not a #1 seed, which he talked about. They feel like they're hunters instead of the hunted.
Phil alluded to that yesterday with us, that he was okay this year. Not going into the tournament with the #1 seed, sort of bricks hanging on their shoulders. McMillan gets the 2.
Chance McMillan, I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. On balance, being able to take people off the dribble and create room for his shot.
Strawther with a 3 that won't fall. Zach's last field goal coming with 16 minutes and 53 seconds here in this half. Harris, he takes it. He was looking for it, a thunderous throwdown.
Yeah, that would have brought the Grand Canyon's student section, brought the house down.
How about the soft touch? Malachi Smith, who's been a great addition, playing at his 3rd school, one of the transfer. He started at Wright State. Chattanooga, his latest school before he came over to Spokane.
Love watching that shot, Lisa. He was working on that at the beginning of the game. A lot of touch floaters, and he executed it in the game.
Three seconds to shoot. McLaughlin turns, faces the basket, and knocks it down.
You mentioned it earlier, Lisa, Smitty. He made that same type of a move on the right side of the floor, so that's his go-to move when he gets in trouble, and especially in a 9-1-1 late clock situation.
Pass is deflected. Will go right into the hands of Craig. Ben Craig fires and hits on his first attempt of the game.
Look comfortable. 6'10", sophomore. Got his feet set and knocked that one down.
A really good conference semifinal, was 4 of 6 from 3 against San Francisco. Malachi Smith was his first. The rules are simple. Win to get in. Tune in as NBA teams battle to earn their spot in the playoffs. The NBA play-in tournament begins April 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Harrison to the free throw line. Comparing his numbers last season when he played at Presbyterian to this year. And a much improved performance, shooting performance. First team All-WAC, leads the team in scoring this year.
And since the beginning of March, he's had 4 games of 25 points. You can see it right there, 4 of the last 6 games. He's starting to get better as the season goes on, and it's a perfect time for him to March to start playing even better than he was playing in the regular season.
His first free throw attempts coming to this trip at the charity stripe. And he sinks them both.
And he's really stepped up after his Blackshear injury.
Yes. Yeah, Jovan Blackshear tore his right ACL January 5th. And played in 12 games this year. And so you're right, Avery. Ray Harrison had to shoulder a little bit more of the scoring load since that injury.
They love to get Timmy in the high post and get cuts.
They tipped it away.
Beautiful pass, but turnover. They love that play. The guys cutting hard, guys fall asleep, and Timmy, very good passer from the high post.
Yeah, and what it is, Smith, is they try to bait the defense into believing that it's a flare play, and then he fakes the flare cut and then cuts straight down off the elbow. Just lost it.
Here's Josh Baker. We pull it out, reset. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Baker's got to make a move. Baker now with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Over to Ellis. Who finds an open Bauman. Sinks it for 3. first lead of the game for Grand Canyon. How about that?
You love seniors because Walter Ellis didn't panic. Took a glance at the clock and made that pass for that three-point shot.
Bashir Bolton, it's not there.
It's not necessarily how they planned it, but it worked out with 1 second on the clock. Oh, nice move.
What a pump fake, and Baker gets the finish.
Beautiful pump fake.
$1 million move and $1 million finish. A 7-0 run for the Lopes. Strother with the leaner. Utraoka with the rebound. Timmy got a piece. It'll stay here. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
Watch Ellis. Just makes this pass. Got it over there in time. Noah picked it off the bounce. Skirt. Nice pump fake. Bucket. Look at my teammate, Alfonso Ellis.
Look at the headband on the baby. I love it. Cute baby.
I got to text you, Alfonso. His son passes more he passes.
And plays better defense.
Alfonso played defense. You don't think so? I love playing defense.
Oh, foul on the three-point attempt here for Strother. He's going to have 3 coming. And Walter Ellis has his second. I'm not sure if Dad would have liked that play. 23-17 here in Denver. Certainly have done that. Things have turned for the Lopes, Avery.
Yeah, absolutely. Grand Canyon, in the last 9 minutes, they're on a 23-10 run. And it's mainly because they've taken better care of the ball. They've made some shots. And let's give Grand Canyon's defense credit. I know they fouled a 3-point shoot on this last possession, but they've been terrific in the last 9 minutes.
Remember, Strother has 3 free throws, fouled on the 3-point shot coming out of this timeout.
And they're going back to this 1-2-2. Little pressure zone.
Well, Smitty, I'm surprised, like you had noticed, that they pulled out of that. It seemed to be so effective. Baker's the 3.
It was, Lisa. And like you said, I was surprised because it was working so well. It was taking the Lopes out of their offense.
Drew Timmy. And a good feed to Anton Watson.
Very good pass to Drew Timmy.
Yep, and we know the Bulldogs have the size advantage inside.
They've done it a few possessions here. Backdoor Rook Harrison again out to Baumet. He hit one from there. He's got a couple from there.
Spacing. Ray Harrison caught that one. Lisa knew right to go, right to the corner to Noah.
Harrison takes it away. The deflection. 6 turnovers now for the Zags. Harrison's going to take it all the way. He lost it though. Kind of looks at his hands and wipes them off. Like, what happened there?
You notice Grand Canyon's trying to score really early in the clock. If not, they're going to work their motion offense.
Hickman, only his 2nd shot. No points right now for Nolan Hickman. Averages about 8 per game. That's a little bit different than Andrew Nemhard.
Offensively, they have different concepts. Pick and roll concepts, staggered screens.
3 now to shoot. Baker over to Ellis. Pulls from the baseline. We've seen a few of those just as the buzzer has sounded.
Walter Ellis is calm, cool, and collective. Plays with great energy and great pace. Poise. Young fella knocking him down.
Trying to back down Utraoka. Jump hook. And Watson battling for the offensive rebound. Zags will keep it with 19 on the shot clock.
Bump fake, shot clock running down, great elevation. Look at the jumper.
Oh boy, tenths of a
pretty.
second.
Yeah.
3 times that they've just barely beat the shot clock here tonight.
I can feel it on my neck, LaFonso smiling.
feel it on your neck. I love the description.
I feel it on my neck when Fonzo Proud pops up there.
Strother for 2. 9 points now for Julian Strother.
And part of this is about the mindset coming into a game when you have such a heavy favorite like Gonzaga. You know, what type of mindset? Are they going to respect Grand Canyon?
Again, the shot clock in single digits. Harrison giving it a go. McMillan. Udraogo battling for the offensive rebound. Get into the hands of Malachi Smith to Salas. Spin move, stays with it. Top shot. Timmy with the rebound.
Yeah, you love this if you're Mark Few and the Zags fans. Drew Timme did not give up on that play. Boy, did he run the floor and got that tipped off. Let's watch it, Lisa. Here he comes. Headband.
I'm watching, Smitty. Where is he? This crowd has been standing the entire time. Grand Canyon.
I mean, the Zags travel well. Both crowds, I'm enjoying this.
They do. This is a great atmosphere.
And one of the things Coach Drew talked about, Bryce Drew, he said they sell out every game. Every home game is a sellout.
You know, I remember the Final Four was in Phoenix. Udraogo. A good challenge. Strother staying vertical on that defensive play. Here comes Timmy. Passes over to Watson. Gets his own miss for the putback, and it's a 1-point game.
And it's that second jump. Not a lot of players in college basketball can immediately get right back off the ground and finish that offensive rebound.
Grand Canyon's going to make you move a little bit defensively. And good tie-up. Salas thought he might have had it clean. It's a foul call on him instead. We will take another timeout. Those coming from Drew Timme.
Miscommunication between Harrison and
Strother again. He's finding success there in the paint.
He is.
And that's their at one time, their last 8 points came in the paint, so that's 10 points in the paint in their last couple of possessions down the floor, and 6 have come off second chance points.
He's got 11 points, 3 of 6 from the field. And somebody, I don't know how, Ray Harrison just kind of slithered his way through for the lay-in.
Timmy's on the top side playing post defense, gave up the lane for the drive.
Watson with the spin move and a jump hook. And Gonzaga takes the lead right back. We've seen a few players kind of master that jump hook.
And it looks like Gonzaga's just made a concerted effort that they're going to try to punch this ball in the post and really try to establish that low post game, soften up this Grand Canyon defense a little bit, which may open up some threes possibly in the second half.
It's a long 2. It was just inside, but it falls for McMillan. 4 of 7 shooting here for him. 9 points for Chance McMillan. Strother again. And again, more paint points, 13 points.
They are living in the paint. Their size, and they're able to elevate over the lopes down there on the block.
Do you guys think Grand Canyon is resigned to the fact that they really can't match up with Gonzaga on offense, so they got to outscore them? I think that's what their mindset is.
Right now, they're just trying to keep it close after the start they had. I think for them is they're just lack of size down there. There's nothing they can do.
That's a tall task, Avery, trying to outscore the top scoring team in the country. Strother out there. Timmy keeps it alive. Timmy spin move. Oh, the All-American going to work.
But I think the point was, and this is Drew Timmy's parents, Matt and Megan Timme. Matt, his dad, played at SMU. But I think from Grand Canyon's standpoint, they feel, you know, defensively, Gonzaga has some holes in their defense where they can have some opportunities.
Strother. His first three-point make. Boy, he's cooking. He's got 16 now in the game.
On go mode. No hesitation. Once he catches it, he's ripping, he's going, he's shooting.
3 3-pointers for the Zags, all from 3 different players, and Strother is one. There's a 2-pointer now for Bauman. Noah Bauman had a couple of threes from the same corner. And Gonzaga will call the timeout. Their first of the game. Wow. Julian Strother pulling the string. Game's leading scorer is TCU. Arizona State following this one.
Smitty, we played against a guy that had a long career with the Utah Jazz that had on a Gonzaga uniform a long time ago. You remember that guy that likes to grab a little bit on defense?
Yeah, his name John Stockton. Strong hands, John. Hall of Famer John Stockton.
All-time assist leader John Stockton. Hickman pulls it back. Another chance for the Zags.
Now they'll settle down. They'll try to start this right inside of 10 seconds on the clock. Here we go.
7 to shoot. Here comes Hickman. Poised move by the point guard.
Grand Canyon has time to get a shot.
And 4 seconds in the half. Now 2 seconds in the half. McMillan, step back 3. And the buzzer. 40 to 36 at the half. The Zags ending the half, they scored on the last through some ups and downs. They had a reset at the end of the season, late February, early March. They called a players-only meeting before playing Southern Utah. And it turned the page enough. They won enough games, won the conference tournament to find themselves back in the postseason. Good defensive set here for Grand Canyon out of the gates. Drew Timme now with the ISO touch. He's spinning off Ouedraogo, who gets the rebound.
Nice job, played good position. Then stayed locked in to be able to block out Timme.
And it was interesting that Grand Canyon didn't send any help on that post.
No, they left him all alone. It was one-on-one. Ouedraogo, I mentioned the transfer out of Nebraska. Looking around the perimeter, not there that time. Kobe Knox got the look. Watson trying to size it up for 3. The game high's leading scorer with 16 points in the first half.
And you were talking about that players-only meeting from Grand Canyon, and the byproduct of that, Coach Drew thought that his team accepted more responsibility and they were holding each other more accountable.
Which is what every coach wants to see, right?
Yes.
In his words, he's like, you're kind of building towards that. You don't know when it's going to happen, but you're building and hoping that a team gets to that. Knox taking it over. Timme almost had another block, but they'll score the basket. And the lead is cut to 2.
Good sign for the Lopes and Kobe Knox for him to get into this game. A little bit off at the beginning of the game. Missed that first shot in the second half. Good to see him get that bucket.
Kobe Knox started now the last 16 games, including tonight for the Lopes. And a foul committed against Kobe Knox, his second.
And one of the things Coach Few talked about to Andy at halftime was they got to continue to establish their high-low game. That's their game.
There we go with another touch here to Timme. 0 for 2 to begin with here in the second half.
Avery said it. They're not setting it up double. They're going to play one-on-one.
The respect that they have for Ouedraogo's defense.
You got to look at the basket. He was wide open.
Well, you know, it's a different player on offense versus defense. Harrison, the crossover pulls short. Transition look, 4-3. Rajir Bolton shoots 40% from back there. Those were his first points tonight.
Nice transition 3. That's one of the easiest times to get a 3, except offensive rebounds, but in transition.
Good push by Nolan Hickman.
McLaughlin turns and faces. Trying to spin up against Washington. Oh, what a follow. Kobe Knox nearly had a personal highlight. He'd remember.
Kobe Knox, his dad, played football in the NFL.
Brother in the NBA. Talented family.
Here's Timmy looking for his first points. There he gets it.
And I think rather than try to back down Ugo because he's more of a 6'9", 250-pound guy, maybe get him on the move a little bit. Nice job by Timmy in that situation.
Yeah, much different look on that possession. His first points of the second half, and flips it up. McLaughlin has another 2.
Gabe did a nice job of being able to stop, gather himself, and understand the double team is coming and elevate with that jump hook.
Every single possession, they have given a touch to Drew Timme, who gets the and one.
I guess we know what the scouting report was coming out of the second half. Timmy, they're going right to him. And he's delivering on the last couple plays. No help at all. You got to at least dig down. Got to give him some help. 3 or 4 dribbles. It's hard to guard anybody on a block with that much space and time.
Such a personality. And hosts his own podcast even this year, the Gimme Timmy podcast.
He has a podcast?
He's got a podcast.
He's never invited me to join the podcast. What's wrong with you?
Because he didn't even know that he had a podcast. Why would he invite you if you didn't even know he had a podcast?
I'm available.
Let's check in with Andy.
I've been on the Gimme Timmy podcast.
See?
Come on. They're going to get everyone on it. He's a good co-host.
Was that your report, Andy? Just to let us know you've been on the
Well, I'm just saying, you got to get on it.
Another job for Andy Katz. Got 11 of them.
That's right.
Trying to upstage the analysts.
Chance McMillan not there. Bolton dribbled off his foot. The dive from McMillan. The good hustle. Here comes Grand Canyon.
Loud here.
And Harrison keeps it himself instead. Athletic move and the finish with the left hand for 8 points.
Under control, poise.
Stroder, a tough 2 to make.
Julian is relentless. He is relentless when he's in attack mode.
I'll tell you what. Grand Canyon better slow this ball down and play a little bit more in the half court if they don't have a break. They don't want to get in the trap meet with Gonzaga.
Drew Timme staying vertical. 8-point advantage, largest lead of the game for the Zags. Hitting. Nolan Hickman forces a timeout by Bryce Drew. Zags have stretched it out.
Henderson is doing an amazing job.
We see Bobby Hurley arriving in our next game, Arizona State against TCU. And coming up after this one is complete. 10-point advantage coming out of that timeout. Seconds, 3 seconds. McMillan taking it, takes the contact. Watson with the big rebound.
And if you notice, all 5 Bulldogs were underneath that basket, trying to secure that rebound. They don't want to give up any second shots.
Hickman draws the foul.
Just the size is bothering the Lopes coming down the lane. Getting the drive, but just the size is really bothering them. Contesting shots or block shots.
Love it. Nolan Hickman at the free throw line. Mentioned he's, Smitty, a different kind of point guard than what Gonzaga has seen in years past.
Well, not as vocal. I think he's done a good job. It's just a tall tale to live up to with all the Gonzaga point guards, but his career is still bright.
One of the things the coaching staff said about Hickman is he delivers in clutch situations.
One and done on this end for the Lopes. Interesting next 2 or 3 minutes.
Uh-oh, Ben Gregg sizing it up.
If you're the Lopes, you would love to try to get to the free throw line. Only 2 attempts.
And what Coach Drew talked about, it's not necessarily scoring in the paint. He likes the ball that touch the paint, and that will set up their driving kick game or layups.
Harrison Gregg got a piece of that. 7 blocks here for the Zags. Strother, a pull-up 3, and just drains it. Make it 21 for Julian Strother.
High motor, Julian. No hesitation at all.
First team all WCC. Plays with energy and confidence.
Strother with the rebound. Largest lead of the game at plus 15 here for the Zags.
And what you talked about in the first half, Lisa, Gonzaga just has a gear that they can kick it into where not many teams in the country.
Got a carrying call on Malachi Smith. Well, the 7th block shot coming here.
That's just great recovery. No hesitation right here. That's a 3-on-3 fast break, and he pulls up a contested 3 and knocks it down.
And that's one of those situations because 2 of his teammates were open on the right side of the floor. If it goes in, great. If it doesn't, make the extra pass.
Part of a 9-0 run. Last 2 minutes and 45 seconds here for the Zags. McLaughlin out there, and they're just getting one opportunity.
Yeah, Lisa, they're so spread out. They play 4 around the perimeter. And once person drives, there's no chance for offensive rebounds.
Gregg now with the post touch. Watson battling for it into the hands of Josh Baker. And a bump foul on Ben Gregg.
It'll be pretty interesting to see how long Drew Timme stays on the bench.
Speaking of Drew Timme,
He's coming right now.
Yeah, it's a good call. But this fascinated me, guys. Here are your top 3 scorers for Gonzaga this year, and they've played their entire careers with the Bulldogs, which is, as we know, in the landscape of college basketball, completely unusual to have that.
And just look at those 3 guys. Those are all front court players for Mark Few and the Zags.
And the Zags are really selective. Remember what Coach Few talked about with their transfers? They want transfers that think Gonzaga first and not individuals. They want players that's going to understand their defined role.
Transfers can sometimes make your team and break your team. McLaughlin. The tip, Strother tipped it to himself for the rebound. 15-point advantage, the Zags looking to build off of it. Watson on the trail 3, knocks it down. The 6th 3-point net for the Zags.
Watson comfortable stepping into that one.
He didn't have to go very far. He grew up in Spokane.
Yeah, not at all. Homegrown.
He doesn't have many. He has a small sample size from 3-point territory for Anton Watson, but you wouldn't know it, Smitty, looking at this.
Not at all. Way to follow through and look at everybody.
And Nabil, looking at like the lone Purdue fan here in our arena, and they're showing this game on the big screen as our game's going on.
When that shot went up, he said, he shook his head.
Yeah. Someone needs to get that man a hot dog or an adult beverage or something.
Smitty, you were talking about altitude earlier on an air ball. That ball, maybe, are they playing close to Chicago?
There we go. Here we go. Final few seconds.
Had a lot of wind behind it.
Lopes with the basketball. We're going to have to make some threes, so get to the line.
It's a 2. Foot was on the line.
Looked like when McMillan received that shot, he was wide open.
How about the touch there for Bolton?
Right now, they're just pouring it on defensively. The size is taking over defensively. Little tired legs right now for the Lopes. All the jump shots have been short.
this game starts getting out of control a little bit, is it going to break Grand Canyon's spirit? Or are they going to continue to fight and play hard?
I think they're going to keep playing hard.
Yeah.
I just think for them right now, it's just tough to get anything. They got to make jumpers.
Baker from up top. Drago gives them another opportunity.
But those early transition plays, a lot of times they're just settling for threes. Attack the basket a little bit more.
And FDU won. So for the second time in NCAA tournament history, a 16 knocking off a 1.
March Madness.
There's something else. Anything can happen at any time. Ten minutes left here, Lisa and Avery. The Lopes, the next 5 minutes. Just try to cut into this lead. Lisa have it to 11. Lisa have it to 9.
Okay, so the cheer is the crowd just saw the final of that FDU upset. It's fascinating with a live game going on in front of us. More people in the last few minutes have been watching that big screen above us.
Isn't it interesting? Everybody loves the underdog.
They do. There's 1,000 FDU fans in this building all of a sudden, and the one Purdue fan that we showed you.
And I had FDU in that first 4, and I'm telling you, they have some dynamic guard play led by little 5'8" guard Dimitri Roberts.
Timmy, all kinds of spin moves, all kinds of moves, and another foul against Ouedraogo.
That win is going to send shockwaves through a bunch of brackets.
Including mine.
Arizona down, Virginia down, now Purdue.
Let's check in with Andy. How's your bracket?
Well, it's completely busted. I picked Purdue to win the whole thing. But here's what you have to remember. Merrimack won the NEC tournament, but Merrimack was ineligible because it was transitioning, and there's a 4-year period from non-Division I to Division I, and yet the NEC let Merrimack play in the NEC tournament. They won the tournament. FDU did not, but because FDU was the next eligible team up, losing that game, they get into the NCAA tournament. They'd win that first 4 game that Avery was at, and then, unbelievably historic, second ever 16 over a 1.
And that's why FDU had the big celebration, Andy, in their semifinal win, because they knew they were going to the NCAA tournament.
Great update, Andy. Because a lot of people will understand, you know, you have to win your tournament and not understand how FDU got in. They're in, all right. Boy, they are definitely in.
They are knee-deep in this tournament now.
And maybe if you're Texas Southern, you don't feel as bad because you lost their team in the first 4 that upset Purdue.
I still feel bad. What do you mean? I lost.
Maybe not so bad.
Oh, finger roll finish for Harrison. The last field goal before that bucket coming at the 16-minute mark for GCU. We're in quite the scoring drought. The reasons why they now trail by 20. Timmy puts it up, looking for the foul. We play on. Remember, with about 6 minutes left in the first half, the Lopes led by 7. There's the bucket from McMillan.
If you're the Zags, you got to keep playing this one out, and also the Lopes. You just never know. A couple stops here for the Lopes and a couple threes. You're back in this one.
And then at some point, if this lead stays around 18 to 20, we'll see if the Lopes go small with all 5 guys on the floor that could shoot the 3-point shot.
Timmy getting wrapped up by Ellis, his 3rd. It's the team's 5th foul. So no free throws coming yet for Drew Timme.
When you talk about the Bulldogs' non-conference schedule, man, that was a gauntlet.
Oh, gosh.
Texas, Kentucky, Purdue, obviously, who just lost Xavier, Baylor.
Alabama, who they beat by 10, by the way.
Michigan State.
You know, I love that Mark Few was talking to us about his conversation with Tom Izzo at the aircraft carrier game. I know, Smitty, you were there. And Izzo, who has a reputation of scheduling really, really tough in the non-conference season, was, you know, listening to Mark Few and his feelings about why'd I do this, you know? If there's anyone who's going to lend an ear, it's Tom Izzo, who continuously does it year in and year out. But it's kind of a new thing for Gonzaga to test themselves to that extent in the non-conference season.
And they should. They are a team that can handle anything they can throw at them. And that Gonzaga program, Michigan State program, very close because of Judd Heathcote out of Spokane. Rest in peace, Judd. He always came and had lunch with Mark Few and talked to him over years after year. And so much respect for both programs.
It wasn't Tuesdays with Maury, it was Tuesdays with Judd, right?
Come on, Mark, you gotta understand. That's his voice.
It's fantastic. Chance McMillan for three.
Be a car, Steve.
Out of garbage. A three for Strother. 26 for Julian Strother tonight.
Julian looks fantastic from deep, from inside. He plays with a joy for the game.
Look at the big man Timmy get down and defend against Ray Harrison.
Ooh, Walter Ellis stroking it from distance. His second three-point make, now 8 points in the game.
That's one of the things with bigs. If they want to play on the next level, they have to prove that they can guard and switch and guard smaller guards.
Into a little zone that possession. The Lopes got to stop.
Turnover on that possession. And the Zags in no rush.
Back in the 2-3 zone, Grand Canyon, so the softest spot in this 2-3. Now they switch back to man.
To shoot. Gets his own miss and reverses it. Hunter Salas, beautiful.
He is extremely talented.
2 points in that WCC Conference Tournament Championship.
Back down was All-American. He has some talent. Starting to get his groove.
Harrison steps into it. Ray Harrison has 13. Timeout call. Gonzaga wants to chat about it with a comfortable lead.
He's changed the course of this game in that first half, but give them a lot of credit. 8 block shots for the Zags, 0 for the Lopes.
It's a stat that has jumped out at you all night long. Watson looking for Timmy.
He's looking for Julian.
No, he's looking for Struthers.
Yep. But he threw it to Timmy that low.
I think got a touch on it. Like, where did this come from?
Watson, no more. No more lobs for you throwing.
Gonzaga's defense here in the second half, this type of defense is championship type defense. They play pick and rolls, isolations. Smitty alluded to the block shots, and Timmy with a flash here.
True Timmy. An exclamation point, and parents love it.
They talked about locking in on the defensive end, and it's also had a positive effect on their offense.
With the attempt, McLaughlin just got sandwiched between a couple of Zag defenders. Now AT&T 5G takes us above the rim for one of the best plays for Drew Timmy tonight.
Big fella's always running for paint catch, deep catch on the transition.
So tough. I mean, they have gone real small, the Lopes. I mean, really, they were small when we started this game, and now they've gone smaller. They just don't have any paint presence on the defense.
Looking at the size comparison when the two teams came out for warm-ups. I mean, we saw them yesterday at their shoot-around on this floor, but it's just different when you see the two of them on the court at the same time.
So no rush for the Bulldogs right here.
6 now to shoot for the Zags. And Watson kind of a looky what I found. And Drew Timme finishes it off. He's got 17.
Drew Timme all over the glass, second chance points. What a year for the Lopes. A lot of credit.
Very fledgling program. Let's not forget that, right? As Hickman picks up the personal. You know, the growth of Grand Canyon since transitioning to Division I. And this is the second time they've been in the NCAA tournament in the last 3 years.
Lisa, you were talking about Grand Canyon going into the break. One of the things that Coach Bryce Drew talked about is 3 years ago they had no banners. Now they've put up 3 different banners in the last 3 years, and their program is moving in the right direction. They have a great president. We talked about they sell out every game. You're playing in Phoenix area. My son lives in Scottsdale, so I have an affinity towards Scottsdale.
There's Stuart Coangelo, who's very close to not only this program, but the university.
Yes.
In fact, you know, he's got on the same building, really on one side, there's the Coangelo Museum on campus, and on the other side is the GCU practice facility. And Smitty, you know, too, personally, how much that man loves this university.
He does, and he loves that Arizona area. I mean, if you get a chance to see their facilities, it is
like Power 5 facilities, right?
For sure, easily. I mean, and they brought in some great coaches, Dan Marley, Bryce Drew.
The list is short in the Division I
yeah, it is.
ranks.
Well, those are big names.
If Jerry Colangelo got anything to do with it, this program has a bright future.
One of the reasons you can get Louisville to come play on GCU's campus, you get a home-and-home with Illinois. And really transitioning to the D1 level. Is an active piece with that, with the president and athletic director of the university. McMillan behind the back. 3 fouls for McLaughlin.
Good basketball. These fans to the end.
They're still in it.
Loyal, faithful.
This has definitely been the best student section we've seen so far.
They've
right?
stood the whole game. You know, and I remember actually when the Final Four was in Phoenix, and this was before Grand Canyon transitioned to Division I. They brought in the students for the three-point contest and the dunk contest. And the environment was like this. It was insane. The energy, the excitement for basketball. And they've been doing that the entire game.
Kudos to these fans from Grand Canyon, but kudos to the Zags. Every time I watch them, they bring fans out as well. I mean, on that aircraft carrier, it was a whole bunch of Zags. And the Spartans, we travel well as well. I love fan bases that just loyal no matter what.
Some happy Zags fans get a few more days in Denver to watch their team. Timme now with 19 points.
Smitty, at dinner last night, I was telling you my Drew Timme story. He came on an official visit to Alabama. I thought we had him.
Yep.
He must have had a last-second changeover.
You wouldn't be sitting here, big fella, probably. What a talent.
Harrison's quite a talent, too.
Yes, he is.
Ray Harrison with 17.
Just a sophomore.
But Grand Canyon, you know, in this situation, the Lopes, you know, in the NCAA tournament, they don't have nothing to be ashamed of. They came out and played well in the first half.
Walter Ellis is fouled out.
Avery, Lisa, especially after that start, they could have folded. They didn't. They had turnovers. They were down, I think, 7-0. They kept playing.
Alonzo Ellis, his family watching. 1-1 here for Strother. He has his 7th career double-double tonight. 26 points, 10 rebounds, make it 27. Now with 28.
Gonzaga, they just have so many different ways to score. And look at Ellis on the bench, man. I know it hurts, but it's got a bright future.
Trying to go around it falls. How about his first points tonight?
If you're Walter Ellis, it's tough. He's a senior.
Yep.
Not knowing if he has a year left or not, I'm not sure, but you can just tell he's poured his heart out into this season and his team. That's what happens. I love the emotion.
It is always interesting whether somebody when they're a senior has another year with the COVID year.
Someone lost the shoe. Looks like it's Harrison trying to defend with one shoe.
Drew Timmy was pointing, he don't have a shoe. Just go ahead of him.
He lost the wheel.
Oh, wow.
Don't miss the Impractical Jokers Sideline Smack Talk, special hosted by Casey Jost and former NFL player Eddie Jackson. That's Sunday, March 19th, after NCAA coverage. Rajir Bolton now with 6 points. And so Gonzaga will live another day here in the NCAA tournament. Coming in as the 3 seed this year. I mentioned that Rockfield was kind of okay coming in. Not necessarily with the attention that a #1 seed always gets. The target that a #1 seed always gets. Fake side step 3. Maybe the last bucket for Ray Harrison this year. 20 points for him. We will take one last timeout. Inside a minute left to play. Step right back.
I was just making sure you didn't fire me after my first promo read.
It's
on an extension. Lisa.
It was actually the same promo, but different game.
I know,
you got to read it.
But I want an extension.
We love the energy. Avery Johnson, Steve Smith, Lisa Byington, Andy Katz on the sideline.
Avery's trying to get that seat, Lisa.
I gotta keep an eye on.
Why are we wearing glasses now?
Stylish. I don't know why you're wearing yours. Mine for style. Don't be trying to lump me in with you.
Strother gets out of trouble. Here's Watson finding Timmy. Salt away the seconds. Gonzaga's going to improve to 16-1 in March. Since 2020, the highest win percentage in the country. Timmy, cherry on top. Drew Timmy now with 21.
That floater game from Drew Timmy, that's something that he's really improved on over the last couple of years.
Whoa, that scared me. Wow, was Gabe high.
It's Strother is out of this game. And so Gonzaga will have to wait to see who they will play. Arizona State or TCU coming up after this one.
One of the things about Gonzaga, they have this solid 8-man rotation. I think their players know how many minutes they're going to play. They can basically, you know, sub in and out because they've been doing it consistently. There's not a lot of gray area with their rotation.
11 points for Laughlin, who will get subbed out. And some subs coming in. Logan Landers getting some time. Isaiah Carr as well. Get a chance to play in an NCAA tournament game. The Zags fans are on their feet now. To 70 the final. The Zags off to the round of 32, and they've now won 10 straight. Julian Strother, the game's leading scorer with 28. Drew Timme, also a 20-point game with 21. Anton Watson had a double-double, his 7th career double-double.
They've been led all year by their front court, and those guys deliver.